TIL that the reason Sherlock Holmes adaptations portray him as cold and unemotional is because later stories where he has empathy and warmth are owned by the Conan Doyle Estate. They will sue if a depiction of Holmes uses character traits that they own the rights to. Imagine suing someone for the emotions of a fictional character. They will sue. That is cold and unemotional. But even in the earliest Sherlock Holmes stories, Holmes is pretty different from the way he's come to be portrayed. He's always nice and even somewhat jovial to the people who come to see him. Though he does have large ego, he's not really rude to people for no reason. He's just kind of eccentric. He's also shown as having a lot of physical strength. Shouldn't they all have become public domain in 1980, 50 years after his death, as was the term up until the 90s? Even if they went by the current term of life plus 70 years, they should have all been public domain 20 years ago. Copyrighted aspects of Holmes' character include his relationship with Watson becoming genuine friendship, Holmes' growing human warmth and emotion, his use of new technologies as tools to fight crime, and his love of nature, the estate stated. Further, because the 10 stories were set at various points in the characters' fictional lives, the estate argued new stories about the characters inevitably use copyrighted characteristics. That makes little sense. Holmes was always empathetic, benevolent, and often genuinely concerned about his clients, especially females. He just wasn't much of a hugger. Bullshit. Sherlock Holmes was written as odd and eccentric, occasionally impersonal and detached. But he was never the inhuman freak and unrepentant asshole that we see in many adaptations. That came about due to our contemporary fiction's fascination with antiheroes and other dysfunctional protagonists. Fuck modern copyright laws, the individual they were designed to protect died 90 years ago. Also fuck Disney. Everybody gear up for some hardcore Mickey Mouse gay porn in 2024. https://en. Wikipedia. org/wiki/copyright_term_extension_act, BPROV equals 51. This mustn't register on an emotional level. A line from one of the RDJ movies, but it seems to have a deeper meaning, in light of this. Just in case you're curious, Arthur Conan Doyle died in 1930, the works of a person who died 90 years ago are still under copyright. Copyright was originally intended to incentivize creators to be more productive because they could profit from their labor. How do you incentivize a person who has been dead for almost a century? Current copyright law is nothing but a joke that enables talentless leeches to profit from the creativity and hard work of people they might not even be related to. I guess now I'm going to write a very risque fan fiction involving a repressed homosexual Holmes that likes to go skinny dipping and is an avid soccer fan and gets into pub brawls while his favorite team, Manchester United, is playing. I'll call it Sherlock Bones. Can't sue me for that since it's not their character traits. The UK Sherlock, he definitely shows some empathy and warmth. No one owns character traits. An idea is not copyrightable. Only the expression of an idea is copyrightable. Perhaps you didn't notice that the Sherlock Holmes estate lost the case, not bloodly likely to work since 2000s. Doyle died in the 30s, you get 70 years after death in the UK. https://www.gov. UK/government/publication/IPbasics/IPbasics #text equals in %20 the %20 UK %20 copyright %20 is year %20 in %20 which %20 they %20 died. Now I really want to see an adaptation where someone says, "Would it kill you to be warm?" No, but they'd sue the shit out of us. Maybe. Like, you're right about the later stories being owned and the suits and stuff. But also, most Holmes depictions are really awful to begin with, so it's not like they're trying to be accurate in the first place. Next, Holmes was colder prior to the hiatus. He mellowed after it, a lot. Some people theorize many causes, but no real extra explanations are really needed. In any case, Holmes was a non-romantic, logic-devoted individual. He wasn't dead inside, even the adventures are enough to prove that, and shoot, He absolutely loved to thrill people with his art, or get praised. He didn't allow himself to get too warm with many people. Watson was his best friend, Hopkins was kind of a student-mentor relationship, Lestrade was tenacious and tended to be his favorite yarder. So, in all, it is usually more of the adapters just totally sucking at adapting the material, but the estate is weird sometimes too. Probably the closest adaptation is the first season of the Sherlock Holmes series Jeremy Brett starred in, and even it wasn't perfect. Subsequent episodes/seasons of that series range from great to terrible, but none of them are as faithful. I can't imagine feeling comfortable making money through licensing and lawsuits because of my dead great-uncle or step-great-grandfather who I never met. https://Conan Doyle Estate. .com/the family. Ah well, it's what Conan Doyle might have wanted. Is this why the Great Mouse Detective is more well-rounded? The Doyle Estate are honestly the worst. Seriously, like 10 people who hog the entire namesake and finances of something their grandfather or great-uncle or whatever made. Any large Holmes fan is acutely aware of it, and it sucks. But yeah, the entire character has been warped a bit by public interpretation and the weird lawsuits by the estate. I read many online questions and posts asserting that Sherlock Holmes is a great example of a fictional character on the autism spectrum, but it always seems pretty clear that what they mean is more the public perception of Sherlock Holmes rather than the actual character from the novels. Well, that's dumb and they are dumb. Also, because Hollywood, and pop culture in general, doesn't know how to tell us a character is smart unless they make the character completely unempathetic and hopeless at interpersonal communication. Like how Alan Turing, by all accounts friendly and well liked by his fellow cryptanalysts at Bletchley, got the asocial weirdo who has to learn to even say hello treatment in his biopic. That's not exactly true. In every recent adaptations, he has clearly defined emotions. In the latest BBC version he's like always crying. This rule is a very recent claim by the estate, it's totally new and it was never in anyone's mind until the Enola Holmes project at Netflix started to make noise. And this claim was rejected in court, so it won't be brought up ever again. I think this title is a bit misleading. I understand why copywriting laws are important for authors, but companies abuse the fuck out of them. For example, YouTube, the amount of content creators losing hours of work and tons of money in revenues just because they show certain character or played certain melody is disgusting. Did you know you can't even type Shrek in your video title without it getting demonetized? Fuck Holmes revisionists, that's sacred turf. Make your own characters. Fuck that Peanuts movie, too. Honestly, in the show Sherlock, I liked him emotionless, it added to his character and made the show better. Sound like cunts. How fucking long does copyright reward an estate for shit they didn't do? I never fully recognized early Holmes as a character is the sort of person I most fear in real life. People who don't truly have a full comprehension of emotions and lack the ability to really embrace emotions or empathize. Those who lie and fake their emotions to get what they want from others. Holmes simply is an idealized version who follows moral values, something which could easily be twisted for convenience. I hate copyright law that goes like this. Imagine feeling entitled to character traits of a fictional person because your great-grandfather wrote a bunch of books over 100 years ago. I know they legally are entitled to it by law, but I would be willing to bet they're not hurting for cash either. In what court of law would this hold up in? He was acting like our character who is based on the same man. Well, he's not that cold in fate grand order. Nothing to see here. Totally normal copyright/IP laws working absolutely fine with no issues whatsoever.